Hello, my loves, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be doing a pick a card reading based around the transit of Pluto leaving Capricorn for the last time in our lifetime and moving into the zodiac constellation of Aquarius. Just a little bit about Pluto. Pluto is a planet that is connected to death, transformation, trauma, addictions, control issues. It's ruled by the constellation of Scorpio. But this planet, it also talks about control issues and things that need to be transformed. It's a very small planet. It's actually smaller than our moon, but its precision, makes things seem painful. It's also connected to like deep subconscious and rooted traumas and things of that nature. But it's a very lovely planet, even though it can sometimes be a little tough or challenging. I find that its energies can be very healing as well if they're used wisely. Yeah, excuse me, truth burp, which is why we're doing this reading today. Yes, my loves. Okay, so I'll say my initial prayer, but yeah, and then we'll move right into it. But I pray that our ancestors, spirit guides, and angels guide us through this reading, and they allow us to choose which deck resonates with us the most. I pray that our ancestors, spirit guides, and angels guide us through this reading, and they allow us to align ourselves with what resonates most right now. I pray that they protect our minds, bodies, and spirits. It is my intention to align us all with healing, joy, and the most authentic versions of ourselves. And with their protection and guidance, I pray that we are able to take empowered action after receiving these readings that are in alignment with our highest and greatest good. Yes, my loves, feel free to take a moment to say your own prayer. But yeah, this is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. And this is pile number 3. Feel free to find your timestamps down in the comment section and in the description bar. All right, I'll see you over there. Okay, we're just going to start right in. Oh, and if you want to use any of the decks I have, you can find them all in my Amazon storefront. Again, that link will be in the description bar. I'll be using the Cirque de Tarot today to find clarifiers. But yeah, these are the cards we have here. I'll put your oracle cards to the side. And yeah, we'll just get right into it. So you chose the sardonyx crystal. And I believe that's a mixture between something and onyx. Okay, so how is Pluto going to be transforming your lives? Okay, I'm just tapping to the energy right now. Even now, as I'm looking at it, definitely pay attention to your 3rd and your 11th house. With 9 of Cups in reverse and the 4 of Cups followed by the 3 of Pentacles, I'm just getting like this may even be like depression or sadness, but I'm getting a general sense of dissatisfaction around the people in your life, right? These could be people at your job, in the community, in your living situation, at large. I am getting a lot of like 11th house energy, which is connected to the places the communities of people that we choose to be in, right? The 3rd house, yes, it's learning and communication, but it's ruled by Gemini, which is also connected to our neighborhoods and the things that are close to us and the places that we frequent, like even our best friend groups. Yeah, our best friends. The 11th house, it's a little bigger than that. Yeah, it's like acquaintances, people that you have like influence over, people that you're in community with. If the 3rd house is your best friends or, your neighbors who are next door, the 11th house would be like the town hall or the people down at the YMCA or, your school or university, or maybe even like your social media group. Yeah, but I'm getting that like Pluto's transit into Aquarius, it's definitely going to be influencing. And this is honestly, yes, this is for you, but I'm getting this is just most people at large, right? As Pluto is transitioning through Aquarius, it's going to be pulling things away from, authoritarian like rulership, Capricorn, into things being ruled by the people, by groups of people. You know what I mean? Figuring out how do we be in community with other people and we share responsibility and leadership, and things are going to start coming from a more humanistic point of view. This may be like just this pile may resonate with everybody a little bit because the energy just feels so big. And I do see Pluto as a generational planet. Right. But yeah, there's a general sense of just dissatisfaction, sadness, boredom, and even things just not changing. And I'm also getting like there's just like a lack of input. Like maybe you specifically feel like you don't have any input, and or you don't feel like you have a community or a group of people around you that are actually like listening to you. Yeah. But what other information or insights can we get for pile number one? I'm going to continue to say that this is like kind of like the larger collective and a larger group of people just because the energy feels so big. Give me a second. I'm just adjusting my camera so that I can see the okay, great. Excuse me. Move these all up just a teeny, just a wee bit. Right. What I'm getting is that like there's just been a lack of bravery. There's been like a general like lack of bravery, and the Six of Swords is kind of like get a move on, and it's immediately followed by the King of Wands in reverse. And for many of you who have chosen this pile, you've had the idea, I should try this, I should move to this community, I should join this group, I should take this class, I should reach out to these people, but you just haven't done it. And these cards are clearly telling me with the Six of Pentacles that these groups and these communities of people, they have so much to give to you, but you have to break away from doing things the normal or the traditional way, right? This is just an example, but with this Hierophant in reverse, many times this points out to like our foundations or what's accepted by society at large. Excuse me, Alas. I don't know why I'm so tired. It's like 7. But yeah, this is just an example. Like with the Hierophant in reverse, this could be like, your parents always told you to like go to college and get a degree and then go get your master's degree. But you could feel called, I'm actually going to go and take a sewing class down at the Joann's. And then I know a group of like fashion designers. I'm going to go hang out with them. And then I'm actually just going to find an agent, you know what I mean? To help put me in like shows, and I'll do costume changes for like theaters or for like runway models, right? There's something about like doing it the non-traditional way, which is going to be very, very good for you. And like Aquarius also co-rules Uranus. It rules Saturn, but it also rules Uranus. It rules Uranus alone, which is about doing things unexpectedly, which is about like breaking out. It's also related to like revolution and disruptions. It's funny I said that with this Justice card in reverse. And this could very much be pointing to a revolution, but again, for this pile, I'm trying to keep it small, even though this energy feels so big. This could be like a revolution within yourself. Like, what does not feel right? What have been the ways that you've continued to do things that just don't feel right? This is not going to apply to everybody, but somebody wants to explore like polyamory and open relationships, right? This could be going to a swingers club. This could be like finding friends and groups of people that like are in open relationships. It's very queer in a way, and like Uranus has a way of doing that as well, as it's like it's one of the only planets that rotates on its side, essentially, almost like a 90-degree axis. But that makes it just obscure and eccentric and eclectic, and it does its own thing, which is very, very beautiful. With the Six of Cups and its Ace of Wands, this does feel like a return to doing things that you've always loved as a child. Again, like your parents always told you one thing, but you've known since you were a child that you kind of wanted to do things differently. And now it's just time to step out and to actually do that, and to stop feeling weird about the way that you're going to be perceived. And it's it actually causes you like a lot of like mental stress with this Four of Swords in reverse. Like what other people are going to say, or like going against the grain, or the repercussions of having to tell people what you've decided to do in the way that you've decided to live your life, or how you've decided to pursue your goals, is actually causing you a lot of grief in this moment. But if you just go and do what you feel called to do, it's actually going to give you the most emotional fulfillment that you're looking for, right? We have the Nine of Cups right here, but you have Nine of Cups in reverse at the beginning of your reading. Yeah, so this is all like, stepping out and doing your own thing. It's definitely going to be for your highest and greatest good. Let's get you an action plan. Can we get an action plan for pile number one? Any energies that they should focus on? Anything they should specifically be putting their energies into? A lot of nines. You may be seeing repeating nines. Okay, so there's definitely like a father figure here. It may not be a father. It could just be like, this feels very Saturnian. This could like huge Capricorn energy, very strong like Saturn energy coming out of this King of Pentacles. Even going back to that foundation and that Hierophant I was talking about with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this feels like your lineage and your ancestors, right? This definitely feels like there's just so much pressure around what people have done, and then also people with money, right? This King of Pentacles, this people with like status and position and money, right? Like you're this masculine figure may be like rich. They just may be freaking rich. And like, yes, they know how to make money, but they do not know how to live your life. Right? And this Nine of Swords just said like, they've taught you everything that you need to learn, but now it's time for you to go out and do your own thing. Again, like this Justice card and this Queen of Wands. There's a balance between structure and foundation. And like this energy isn't going anywhere. And like you've learned it. You've learned how to do this, but now it's just time to step out and to do something else that feels a lot better. That feels a lot... oh my gosh, it just makes you feel so confident and free. And like you're just like experiencing life. I don't know if everybody feels this way in this pile, but somebody in this pile feels like you're just existing and you're not living life. You want to go from surviving to thriving. And like even like this, like allowing yourself to stay in this, doing what you've been told or what you've been showed. It's stifling your creative energy, one, but it's also causing some of y'all to develop addictive habits, or deciding to disassociate more often than you should, or developing bad coping mechanisms, where all you need to do is like, I'm really, really getting like the second you decide, okay, I'm just going to go and do the things that I want to do. 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to do things the way that I want to do, how I'm going to do them. It's going to be completely up to me. And I may not have all the experience or the expertise or the wisdom, right? But this Page of Wands, it's just what I need to do right now. Yeah. And then knowing that like, it's not the one all be all, babes. Like, you get to try out different things whenever you want to try something else out. And that's something about like Uranus. It's like an Aquarius energy. It can be a little erratic. It can like switch on a drop of a dime from moment to moment. I tried that out. I just wanted to try it out. It was cool for the moment, but it's not working for me anymore. It is a fixed air sign, but it's still an air sign. You know what I mean? And like, I find that Aquarius energy in that way, it has no problem deciding when something isn't working for it. Yeah? Okay, let's take a second and look at your oracle cards. We'll start with this one. Sokuyant, scarcity. Number here is 21. And this is from the African goddess rising. Okay, the Temple of Shadows and the element of air. Beauty by day and hag by night. The Sokuyant is an energy vampire, also known throughout the diaspora is Olihuge or Buhag. Whether energy or blood, for vampires, there is never enough to go around. Again, back to that, like that masculine, like King of Pentacles energy. Like just somebody just may be telling you, you're not going to make any money. How are you going to live? That's That's honestly not for you to worry about. Like, what you need to do is follow your intuition, follow your impulses, right? Sometimes the money will just come when we're living in divine alignment with our highest and greatest good. Okay, Sukuyant's shadow guidance. You have so much more than you realize. You have access to unlimited joy, love, good times, pleasures, and prosperity. Be grateful for your riches. Stop going to the ocean and asking for a thimble full of water. It doesn't feel like it when you're desperate, but scarcity and lack are an illusion. Prosperity is believing that there is an overflow, more than enough love, happiness, well being, and money to go around. Vampires take from others because they don't have enough life force for themselves. That is scarcity consciousness. When you embody lack, you are always hungry, tired, and jealous. Make a gratitude list. What are you grateful for right now? And the goddess declaration, my blessings always overflow. And going back to that collective energy, just something that I'm like picking up with this card is something I'm picking up with this card is that like collectively there's this fear about going against, like, again, the way that things have always been done, because it's like, where's the money going to come from? Where's the food going to come from? How are we going to survive? Right? And again, there's enough. There's just enough, and there's no reason to be scared. There's this like this feeling of like the collective feeling scared to change, to do something differently, to ask and demand different options, to act and behave and organize our communities in different ways. We have Motherwort. She's in reverse, but she's here. Yeah, there's just like anxiety around doing things like a little bit differently, and this energy here is just do it. Just do it. And you won't know if it's going to be that bad until you try. That kind of opened right up. But we have Motherwort. Upright, strength, essence of creation, connecting to the creatrix within, fertility, birth, creativity, and inner trust. Reverse. And this was in reverse. Weakness, feeling depleted, unopened heart, disappointment, disconnection from creation, and a lack of creativity. The astrological ruler here is Venus. The guidance. Like the radiance of the lion's heart, Motherwort's energy builds inner trust and confidence. The lion-hearted Motherwort is a representation of the beauty we possess when we own the power of our gifts and creativity. The goddess sits centered as the lion leans on her in a state of peaceful delight, symbolizing the unwavering faith we must keep as we transcend old fears. Venus, her planetary ruler, is like a midwife to our happiness, channeling how we accept and transmit our heart's desires. Find new ways to facilitate creativity that honor and reveal your passions and strength. Devote yourself to the fertility of your gifts and courageously accept your divine divinity. Yeah. I just want to point this out that, like, if we can look into this card, let me see if I can get it to focus, right? That there are these three people here, like, walking up her hair, and it still feels very, very divine. Like, I'm getting, like, their strength or numbers, right? Very beautiful card. Very connected to, like, feminine energy. And I do think that, like, society at large needs help transforming the way that we engage with feminine energy, the creatrix, and Venusian energies. Yeah. Excuse me. But truth burp, okay? But that's all I have for you, my loves. Please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. And until next time, this is XLMO. If you want a private reading to identify which of these energies are meant for you specifically, and just how to navigate anything else, you know, I'm really open for like anything. Check out the link in my description bar. I do teach tarot as well. I have a whole host of offerings, and this is something that's new. I should make an announcement about. Is that, like, I started a tea time with Mo. So if any of you just want to talk with me, it's not a reading, but it's more like, you know, if you have a situation that you want to talk about, you just want my advice, or if you're one of my good Judies and you just want some time in my calendar to catch up, tea times with Mo, those are always an option. Yes, my loves, but that's all I have for you. Please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. And until next time, this is XOMO. Bye-bye. Okay. Welcome, pal number 2. If you chose pal number 2, This is actually not a crystal. This is actually a little nub of Palo Santo. Yeah. I don't know what got into my intuition, but it just said to use that as, as the emblem for Pal 2. Yeah. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna slide this to the side. I'll slide your oracles over here, and we're gonna get started. Okay. Okay. Cool. So kind of what I'm getting right off the bat with the Five of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. This feels really, really good for some of you. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. This is actually going to manifest as like, with this Five of Wands in reverse, this is like competition and like conflicts and combative and challenging energy. I feel like when it comes to the household with this Four of Wands, what I really feel like is going to transition, take a look at like, and then Four of Wands, I'm also getting like relationships as well. Pluto may be transiting your 4th house or your 7th house. But what I'm getting, it's so interesting with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm getting that like if I feel like Pluto was going to be transitioning out of those houses, right? Pluto's going to be transitioning out of those houses. Again, like you don't have to have these placements for this to resonate, but that's just what I'm getting a little bit of, right? Because there's like just like conflict happening in your close partnerships or in your house, your home, and your neighborhoods. And with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm really just getting that you're finally going to get a sense of clarity around what was causing the issue. You might have thought it was another person. You might have thought it was the neighborhood. You might have thought it was the weather. I don't know what it is, but like it's like the solutions go, oh, I just needed to move. You know what I mean? Or this person just needed to have a conversation, or this person needs friends, or I just needed to live alone. I'm not sure what it was, right? But like the grand thing, and like maybe even cleanse your home with some Palo Santo if this is resonating. But yeah, I'm just getting that you're really, because the Seven of Pentacles feels so like clear. I really feel like you're going to get a sense of clarity around what was causing the issues when it comes to your home relationships, your foundation, your neighborhoods, and your close partnerships. Well, let me see what else. Is there anything that the Most High would like pile number 2 to know about Pluto transiting into Aquarius? Aquarius! Okay, Lover's card in reverse, Star card in reverse, Emperor card in reverse. Emperor card upright, I'm sorry. Excuse me. This is so funny. You may or may not identify as somebody that's bossy, but I'm hearing like do less. With this Lover's card in reverse, the Star card in reverse, followed by the Emperor card, with the Magician, like, and the Magician's like connected to masculine manifestation. I'm getting it's just like do less. Like you might have been like ignoring the advice from your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. And this like Lover's card in reverse, it kind of even feels like a little like unrelated, right? It's like, this is just an example, but your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels have been telling you to go back to school, right? But instead of like going back to school, you've been like, well, I have to help my family. I have to X, Y, and Z. I have to, and you would create all these excuses not to take care of yourself. But sometimes all we need to do to take care of ourselves is follow our divine guidance. But you want it to like muscle your way. You want it to like use logic and reasoning and fact-based decision making, which is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, this isn't an anti-intellectual account. But there's a time and place for those tools. And there's like one of my favorite like tarot and astrology teachers, he says like, we all have like wonderful gifts and tools, but sometimes you don't want to use a hammer to fluff a pillow. You want to use a hammer to nail a nail into a wall, but you don't want to use a hammer for self-care and self-assurance for self-healing. And I'm getting that just may be what has come around and about. Right? Wheel of Fortune Sun card. This is just going to feel so good. And this also, it's like, this card just like, this deck feels so good. I'm really happy for you. This energy feels kind of serendipitous. It's like, You hop out of the woods, you jump out of nature, or you get out of this situation, whatever this conflictuous situation was, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can breathe. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I can see all obstacles in my way. And there's something with this Two of Swords about like just choosing, right? And it's like you've been thinking about like, maybe it's not this person. Maybe I just need to get away. Maybe it's not the neighborhood itself, but maybe I need to live in a different city. I need to live in a different state. I need to go off to college, right? And again, it's just like the pieces are going to fall into place and it's going to be easy and you're going to have a much clearer set of mind. You're going to have a clear perspective. Again, sometimes the Star card in reverse is in reference to us needing to change our perspective. Hermit card, we're having a hard time gaining the wisdom from this set of circumstances, but this Two of Swords, we see so much of it, but it's like, it feels muddy. It just feels really, really unclear, right? And because I'm getting back into Pluto, they're telling me to get back into Pluto because of potentially the way we were raised, our defense mechanisms, our traumas, our fears, our obsessions. It was kind of difficult for us to see our way out of the woods. You know what I mean? We were having a hard time seeing the situation clearly for what it was because it just triggered us. It just triggered us so bad. And then like this Devil card in reverse, usually this is like a trap. Like this is something we have clear control over, but I'm just like, and I just want to have grace for y'all because I'm not getting that y'all had control. Six of Cups, right? Childhood energy, a time and a place where you didn't have control. Moon card, this is about like emotional anxieties, a lack of emotional safety, things being unclear. I'm hearing maybe like childhood neglect. And then the last card that popped up and ran away was the Death card, right? All of this energy is going to be swiped and you're going to be given a clean slate and you're going to realize that you have everything that you need to move on and to really live the type of life you've been looking to lead for quite some time. Oh, okay. That's a lot of energy. Let me get pile number 2, a clear and concise action plan, please and thank you. Can we get an action plan for pile number 2? What is there anything that they should focus on as, you know, they go through the next? I'm pretty sure like Pluto transits a sign for 15 to 18 years. Anything that they need to focus on right now in this moment? This is a timeless reading. They said this was going to be very simple. Wonderful. I love this. This is very, very simple. So in essence, they're saying that like all you need to do is realize that you don't live in the past anymore. You know what I mean? And again, this is easier said than done. You know, when like something, this Page of Cups, Six of Cups in reverse, this is definitely like, this could definitely be like childhood trauma or like just memories from your upbringing or from a time where you felt like you were out of control, where you didn't have control over your circumstances. But this is just a clear sign to acknowledge and realize that you're not where you were. You know what I mean? You're just like in a different place, in a different time, and you've accomplished that challenge. You've learned everything that you needed to learn from that situation. And you may have had a hard time taking that emotional and traumatic energy and transmuting into something else. But the first step is knowing. And I'm even getting you like developing like maybe like a meditative practice or like a ritual of some sort when you're feeling particularly triggered, where it's just like, I'm not being abandoned right now. I may be triggered, but I'm safe. You know, I may be triggered. I may feel like I'm in danger, but there's no imminent danger around me right now. Yeah. And just like reassuring yourself of how much control you have over your current set of circumstances. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to set this here. You have Accept, Surrender, and then you have Horsetail, Patience. Excuse me. Let's start with the set on 44. Okay, the Temple of the High Priestess and the Element of Bush. Goddess Aset is revered as a magical healer and sorceress. She of 10,000 names, you may know her as Isis, her Greek name, Aset, Aset, or Waset. Iset was worshipped in ancient Nubia, the Sudan region, Egypt, and beyond. Aset's guidance. Let it all go. Say aloud, I surrender. These words cast a spell. Breathe them in. The embodiment. Release control. Stop bonding around struggle. Ciao. Hand the keys to the divine. Allow spirit to carry you and to fill in the gaps. You don't have to figure it all out. God, Goddess, has your back. Have faith in where you are at this moment. And then the Goddess declaration. Everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm now going to read Horsetail 35, Patience. I guess I could show y'all the cards. I'll show y'all this one first. I'll show you a set. These are beautiful cards, yeah? Again, if you want any of these cards or decks I'm using, you can find them at my Amazon storefront. You have Horsetail, Patience. Excuse me, I'm still recovering from a cold. Okay, upright. Endurance, steady focus, period of gestation, trust the process, heightened sensitivity. Reversed. Challenge, stubbornness, hardship, feeling of loss, and impatience. The astrological rulers here are Saturn and Venus. Horsetail teaches us of the power that lies within patience and the endurance gained through the hidden blessings of challenges. There is something good in all seeming failures. And although that might not be clear in this moment, time will reveal it. Trust the process. Remember that stubbornness and willfulness are counterproductive to loosening knots. Instead, like the medicine of horse, ground to the earth's energy and adapt to changes and hardships on the journey. Horse medicine provides us heightened sensitivity and purity of trust, essential tools to have as we navigate life's journey. Invoke the strength of a horse as a power animal when you need increased psychic sensitivity and intuition. Right? This is beautiful. This is very interesting. Much of what I'm getting, again, it's that like just that releasing and that surrendering. Again, like I'm not sure with this Five of Wands and that Emperor card and that Magician card in reverse, there's this trying to force and like they're showing me somebody like trying to mold like Play-Doh, or like clay. You're trying to mold something like a sculpture even, but it's like cumbersome. It's just cumbersome, and it like you move it here and it's too stiff, or it falls apart, or it collapses on in itself. But part of it is that like you keep touching it and adjusting it and adjusting it and adjusting it, and like saying this and saying that you don't really give it time to rest. And sometimes whatever situation this is, it needs time to rest, right? Surrender. You know what I mean? Like, you can try to switch and make this thing to change however as many times as you want, but sometimes the things just need to be left alone, and you just need to step away from the thing that's triggering you or irritating you. Yes? Not everything needs to be fixed, or not everything needs to be fixed by you. Okay? All right, my loves. Thank you for allowing me for delivering this message to you. Please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels for their assistance as well. If you need more information on insights on anything you heard today, or if you just need more information on what specifically applies to you in your life, feel free to book a private reading with me. I also teach tarot class. All that information can be found at my storefront. But one new thing that I did want to share with you all is that I added a new service called Tea Time with Mo. And Tea Time with Mo is just where any of my good Judies, any of you all, if you just want somebody to talk to, if you kind of want spiritual advice, it's not a reading, right? But it is time on your calendar with me, right? If you just need somebody to hear you out, anything like that, please check out the link in my bio. All of that stuff is there. But yeah, thank you, Pal 2. This concludes your reading. And once again, please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. And until next time, this is XOMO. Okay. Hello, pal number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose pal number 3, you chose this lovely rose quartz. Yeah. I'm sorry, my table's shaking a little bit. But yeah, we're just gonna hop right into the reading, and I'm gonna slide your oracle cards right over here, and let's get into it, yeah. Ooh. Okay, love this energy here. Come on, pal number 3. I'm a little jelly. You have the Two of Wands, the Emperor card, and the Lover's card. Okay. So two things. I was initially going to say that all this energy is good, and this can be expressed in two ways. One of two ways, or at least that's what I'm picking up on. With the Two of Wands, the Emperor card, and the Lover's card, like, whatever was holding you back before, it's behind you. Excuse me, truth burp, okay? That was almost immediate. Well, whatever was holding you back before, it's like, it's gone. You know, you're completely able to see your purpose, your destiny. You're able to get in touch with the divine alignment. And like, I'm also getting that you've set up the structures, the boundaries, and the structures, the boundaries, and the habits that are going to support your alignment with your highest and greatest good and your divine calling, right? Very good. Very good energy. For some of you, not all of you, I'm getting maybe like 6. I'm hearing like 3 or 6. With this Two of Wands, this energy is behind you. And although it's supporting you, I'm going to need to get some more clarifiers. I just feel like it's behind you, right? Like some of y'all, like, it kind of feels like you've been so perfect. You've been so good. And now you're kind of like wondering, okay, but I kind of want to be bad. Right? That's just kind of what I'm feeling. It feels very interesting. Like I've done the structure. I've been organized. I've been good. I've been a good boy. I've been a good girl. I've been a good person or whatever. And now I just like, is this all to life there is? Like some of y'all might be getting bored with the obedience. No tea, no shade. But let me get some clarifiers on this Two of Wands. Oh, ancestor, spirit guides, and angels. Can we clarify this Two of Wands energy? And again, if it don't apply, let it fly. Okay. So this is very interesting. Okay, for some of y'all, so that's the thing. So some of y'all, this is like career and passion project oriented. I think that's the first group. We were the first of you, you know, like you've established the habits, the boundaries, the structures to help you support your divine alignment. But this other group, some of y'all, it's like, you're starting to think about marriage. And it seems like you may be afraid of that. Yeah. Like somebody is coming to you as a husband with this Emperor card and this Lover's card and this King of Pentacles. Right? Somebody's coming to you as low-key everything. Right? But this Queen of Pentacles is looking. She's like, I don't know. I still want to... Is there more out there? Like she's clearly not ready to move towards this King of Pentacles. This is so interesting. But there's just like a husband, but you don't want the husband. And I don't know if this is a husband coming in or a husband delayed, or there's somebody that actually wants to be your husband. You just don't want to move forward with them. What else do we have for pile number 1, please? Yeah, it's given that like life is still fun. Queen of Wands, Six of Wands, life is still fun, and you still want like success for yourself. This is so beautiful and interesting, right? You still want success for yourself. And I think that's it. You don't have success for yourself like this. Like you feel like a queen, you feel like an empress, you feel valuable of love and marriage and being courted and taken care of. But there's a part of you that's like, I want my success first. I want to say that I went out and did everything that I wanted to do on my own before bringing another person into it. And you're not wrong, Queen. You're not wrong. You were not wrong at all. However, no tea, no shade. This Nine of Swords and this Ace of Wands in reverse, it just feels like, are you focusing on that? Right? Because this Queen of Pentacles, she's looking at this Page of Swords, and it's like, and it's not that like the Queen of Pentacles can't be associated, like the Queens can't be associated with the Pages, but it just kind of feels like, why are you as a Queen doing Page things? Right? The Page of Swords, he's like, he's immature in thought. It's nothing is ever thought out. There's like curiosity, there's learning. It's very non-committal. But I'm just getting that, like, whoever chose this pal, you're a queen. You're greater than that. And again, there's a time and place for this energy. This is not a bad energy, right? But the fact that you don't take it to the next step and become the Knight of Swords and then the Queen of Swords, right? Where you make clear decisions, where you're decisive, where you're organized and structured and studied and learned and communicating clear. And like, I'm not even like, I was going to say the Queen of Swords communicates clearly with other people, but I'm kidding. It's more about clear communication with yourself, right? There's something about like a need for like clarity, right? And like, they're also telling me, they're drawing me back to this like rose quartz, that's a form of self-love. You know what I mean? There are so many different ways that we can give ourselves self-love. And I'm just getting that this pal kind of needs to hear that communicating clearly, or at the very least being intentional, could be very helpful. But right now there's like a lot of confusion and like maybe like drama or like frustration or anger going on. But it's just because you are a queen, but you're choosing to think, communicate, and organize your life as if you're a Page of Swords. No tea, no shade. Anything else for pile number 3? Hey. High Priestess, Lover's card. This is interesting. I'm sorry. This is interesting because just with this High Priestess in reverse, I'm getting that you're ready for marriage. I'm really getting that you're ready for marriage, and maybe not even just marriage, but divine alignment. Right? Going back to the very beginning, swinging it all the way back to you're ready for divine alignment. But there's something here with this Page of Swords and this High Priestess in reverse. There's something buried within you. You may need to go see a therapist. There may be some trauma. There's something on the intuitive side. There's something in your subconscious. Because it's so funny. You were ready for this, but you're not ready for this. Right? Like, I feel like energetically and spiritually you're ready for this, but there just may be like a limiting belief or some self-consciousness or like a self-sabotaging behavior, something that is a part of you that you can't necessarily see, that you need help revealing, that's going to allow you to get to the other end of the hope. Because right now it kind of feels like Queen of Cups in reverse, Four of Pentacles, you're kind of like stuck in this like emotional like holding pattern, right? That's not very healthy. It's not very healthy for you. Yeah. Let me get a clear action plan on how we can get you to proceed. What can we do for pile number 1? And not pile number 1, pile number 3. Action plan for pile number 3, please and thank you. Any information or insights we have for pile number 3, I'm here to deliver, please and thank you. Action plan. I'm feeling you have a simple action plan as well. Pile number 2 had a simple action plan. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. A lot of feminine energy. This feels like surrender. there's like this resistance to being in a state of flow, right? This hangman is about like surrendering and letting go. Right? This two of swords in reverse is that there's like a thought process. Right? There's a whole bunch of thinking and like you may be overthinking and giving yourself anxiety. Right? But again, it just feels like you've thought about this for so long. You've thought about where you wanted to go for so long. But because this is so interesting. Like just feel it out. What feels right? Ask yourself what feels right. It's so funny. Like this quote that's on my refrigerator. It's a Shakespearean quote. I think it's from As You Like It. I think it says, go to your bosom, knock there, and ask your heart what it doth know. Right? And that's kind of what I'm getting for you, because you think and you think and you think and you think because you want the right answer, but thinking isn't going to lead you to the right answer. It's going to be feeling. And whatever your feelings tell you is the right answer, that's the right answer. And I think that's what you're straying away from. Again, and then like taking me back here, right? Like that this masculine energy, this energy came up a bunch of different ways, but this masculine energy needs to be behind you. Right? This masculine energy, maybe you being in your masculine energy and being logical, you know what I mean? And structured and organized and planned and well thought out needs to be left behind you. And you just need to feel it. You just need to get yourself some alone time and ask your womb what I'm hearing. Ask your heart, how does it feel? Right? And once you're able to respect the feminine part of yourself and how you feel, then you can move forward. Right? But you're not really like listening to her. You're not listening to the feminine feeling part. You're trying to think. You're trying to think your way to the right direction. You're trying to think your way to the next step. And it's not going to take you there. You just have to feel it out, babes. Yeah? Okay, let me get your oracle cards. We can wrap up this session. Sache, grounding, and then you have Angel's Trumpet. Death. Again, more Plutonian energy. I think that's Pluto and Mars. We have Sache, grounding. Don't she look? She very voluptuous. Okay? Very feminine. Her body tea. She's super thick. The number 3. The Empress is connected to what? The number 3. Just so you saw. Okay. The Temple of Ancestors, the element of bush. You may know great ancestress Sache or Sartji or Sarah Bartman, the woman forced to perform as the Hottentot Venus in 19th century London. Again, connection to Venus. Venus is very feminine. But before that, she was Sache, a Kokian girl in South Africa who deserved better. Sache's guidance: protect your magic. Your heart is your own. Your body is your own. Your mind is your own. Your truth and your story are your own. Be rooted in your truth. Create healthy boundaries. The embodiment: your energy is unstable. Breathe. Come into the present. Say out loud, I am here. Trauma, stress, overwhelm, anxiety, and fear disconnect you from your body. Grounding keeps you present. When you feel rootless or unsettled, come back to your breath. Meditation and breath work are grounding. Try earthing, connecting your feet to soil. Free writing, clapping, stomping, and rubbing your hands together are all grounding. And then the goddess declaration: I'm firmly planted and deeply rooted. Yeah, again, if you feel like your thoughts are all over the place, get grounded, meditate, go outside, take a walk. Connect with Earth. I promise that's going to help you. We have Angel's Trumpet, Death. Okay, Upright. Breakdown, cathartic transformation, rising from the ashes, elimination, death, shedding the old. Shedding the old. Reversed. Ignoring the call, mental and emotional crisis, illusion, shattered, refusing reality. The astrological ruler is Mars. The guidance. Angel's trumpet signals a time of catharsis or death. A deep emotional breakdown is due or near. You may feel lost in your own emotional despair, depression, shame, or unworthiness. But know the angels of discernment and darkness are here to support you. Coming eye to eye with the darkest feelings within you catalyzes the greatest awakening. Deeply pause. Let go of control and witness the broken pieces of yourself with loving awareness. The medicine of the bat symbolizes the need for a ritualistic death of relations, situations, or aspects of life. Bat, like angel's trumpet, signals catharsis and rebirth, signaling literal or metaphysical death of old patterns and worn-out habits. Understand that you can reconnect at any time, regardless of how shattered you may feel. Yes, my loves? Okay, and that concludes our collective reading. Pile number 3, thank you for sharing this time with me. Please thank your ancestors, spirit guides, and angels for assisting me and delivering these messages to you. Again, if you want to check out any of these like cards or decks, you can find them at my Amazon storefront. And if you want more information about just what throughout these 3 readings were for you or where these energies apply specifically in your life, feel free to book a private reading with me. Again, link in the description bar. I teach tarot as well. And I think that the only new announcement that I really have is that, truth burp, is that I added a new service. It is called Tea Time with Mo. And what that essentially is that if you want somebody to talk to, it's not a reading, right? But you'll have 25 minutes to chat with me, tell me about whatever issues you have going on in your life, and receive some advice or some guidance. Yeah. Or even if you're one of my good Judies and you just want to catch up and kiki, it's another way. That's another form you can do that as well. But yes, my loves, again, thanks again. Please comment what resonates down in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up button. That's the very least you can do. This is free. It's a labor of love, but those thumbs up really do help my my analytics. And give me a follow if you want to see more videos like these. Yes, my loves, but that's all I have for you. Enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, or whenever you're watching this. And until next time, this is XMO. Bye.